Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission on 1030 The Voice.
Welcome to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by the Veteran Rescue Mission.
That's right, man. That's it. And I
That's
think
it, man.
What we needed is you to have your own little area there.
There you
You're
go.
like kind of
Yep.
like the co-host now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
I feel like,
That was really good.
you feel official?
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
that was
You
that was
definitely
it,
look
man.
official. Yeah. So everybody,
The
welcome.
energy was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
Like,
tried.
Andreas, well, it's been great having you here.
I know.
But,
Hey, me? Okay, I thought I was
Yeah.
going to replace you, man. All right,
Oh, okay,
later.
okay.
I'm out of here.
That was too far.
So welcome everybody to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I am still Pastor John McClain, here with my best buddy Andreas Ruiz, and one of my best buddies we've discussed recently. He's at least in the top 10. My son Tristan here in studio with me. Yeah, which like I wanted to put him higher, but he clarified to me, because we were father and son, I couldn't be on the best friend list. And he couldn't be on the best friend list because there's stuff that we can't do together. Just
Oh,
yet.
okay, gotcha.
So
Yeah, yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
one
Makes
day
sense.
though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
one day. Okay,
Maybe.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
absolutely.
sense. Yeah.
So we are ready for another amazing show following an outstanding show last week. I almost like it's all just almost one big mosh pit of awesomeness. We've done so many shows now. We're coming up on our 1 year anniversary
Yep.
here in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. I was thinking maybe banners in here, a big like happy 1 year anniversary sign.
Yeah,
something.
why not? Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
see. I don't know. We'll play
Something
it
like
out.
that, yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. We've been doing this for a really long time, and
Mhm.
I think today will be a good opportunity, one, to kind of reassess what we've accomplished in this past year, and two, for me to hear one of my favorite segments that I haven't heard in a really long time with Andreas Ruiz's I Believe in Myself tip of the week,
Yeah.
which at this point it'd be like tip of this quarter
I know.
because we
yeah.
haven't done it in a while. But
Yeah.
I'm excited for the little motivational gems that you'll leave our audience with,
Let's
because
do it.
I know you always give me something good. And saying no more, I will leave it with Andreas Ruiz with this quarter's I Believe in Myself tip of the week.
Let's do it, man. Today I want to talk about circumstances
Okay.
and the power of the circumstances that people use to not do what they want to do in their life.
Mhm.
So I tell a lot of people, especially my clients, that you are not your circumstances, but because you say you are your circumstances, you get to keep it. So when I hear somebody saying that they are, in a job, a full-time job, and that they can't start a business as a speaker, as a coach, or that they have a family, relatives, and that they can't do it because they're too busy with their kids, that's just a circumstance. And when you say that you can't do what it is that you want to do because of your kids, because of your job, that creates a thought, that creates a feeling of worry that if you do go for it, that you'll probably fail. And then because of these thoughts that you have, you create self-doubt. And once you create self-doubt, you take very little action to no action, and then you get no results to little results. And then you have a thought that says, I knew this wasn't going to work. And obviously it wasn't going to work because your circumstance already defined what thoughts you created in your mind that created your feelings. And now we attach our outcomes to our feelings, to our circumstances, and we define ourselves as our circumstances. We define ourselves as our feelings. And I've had a lot of clients that have told me, well, I'm a CEO and that's what I'm known for. I can't do anything else. Like, what if I start off small? That would be really kind of embarrassing if I fail. And really, that feeling is embarrassment. They haven't even done it and they already feel embarrassed to even do something different, which then creates this little action to no action, lousy results. So people, what they have to do is they have to understand that they are not their circumstances and they are not their feelings. But in order for us to change this, you just have to change the story, change your story, change your life. But if you keep telling yourself the same story that because I have a family, I can't do it, because you instead change it to because I have a family, I want to do this so that I don't have to be in the same spot that I am in the next year, the next 10 years. And we have to also change the story of I am a CEO or I'm a doctor. No, you're not a doctor. You're a human being that has unlimited potential. You have greatness within you. You have so much potential, but you are only limiting yourself when you are telling yourself that you're only a doctor, that you're only a nurse, that you're only a customer service representative. That's what I was. I was just a customer service representative, and I was telling myself, well, I guess this is all I can do. I only have a high school diploma. My family and friends, they're good doctors, surgeons, engineers, lawyers, doctors. And me, I only have a high school diploma, so there's no way that I can do anything but this customer service job. And at one point, I felt like that's what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I was even driving this weekend past a call center that I used to work at, and I was like, oh my God. And I saw how empty it was because everybody was laid off. Imagine if I would have just stayed in my comfort zone, I would have been laid off. And guess what? I would have gotten the same job that I had gotten before, customer service jobs, making call outs, receiving calls, which was really like draining mentally. I don't know how I was in that profession for 10 years, but it was wild. And it was really like soul draining. It was draining my soul, and I could see the people around me that were draining my soul. My circumstance was, because I have a high school diploma, my thought was that I was not good enough. And since I thought that I was not good enough, I felt very insecure, low confidence, and not worthy. Because I felt that, I took no action at all. And guess what? I got the same result. I kept getting the same result for the next decade of just doing the same job. Hey, well, here's a 25-cent raise. Here's a 50-cent raise. And I was like, I guess it's okay. You know, it's better than nothing. So I kept living my circumstance. So what circumstance do you have in your life that is constantly keeping you where you're at right now? Because if you don't start to acquire skill sets, and I really am a big believer that you need to acquire more skill sets as you keep going. I'm still growing. I'm still acquiring skill sets. If you don't acquire those skill sets, you'll stay where you're at today, a year from today. So what are you going to do? What story are you going to use to make sure that your circumstance or your feelings don't hold you back anymore? Don't forget, you have greatness within you. You are a human being that has unlimited potential. You're not a dog. Dog can only be a dog. Tree can only be a tree. Human being, you have unlimited potential. What are you going to do with that potential? Are you going to sit there and wait for somebody to bring it to you, or are you going to go for it? You have to go for it. If you don't go for it, you'll stay where you're at. So, you know, if you are a person that wants to take your life to the next level, I'm here to offer you a free session to help you eliminate the fear that is stopping you from your greatness, to help you create the strategy for that big vision, that big desire that you have in your heart. Because in your heart, something's tugging at you saying, there's got to be more to this life than what I'm doing right now. And you are absolutely right. So we're going to create a strategy for that vision and work on your energy to make sure that you can bring the energy so people will say, wow, I want to work with this guy or with this woman. Like, this person makes me feel a certain way because of their energy. Energy is life. If you don't have energy, you're dead. So if you have that energy, if you have that strategy, and you eliminate that fear, you're going to be unstoppable. Then you're going to create momentum. Once you create momentum, you'll create excitement. And before you know it, you'll be on fire, and you will be living the life that you've always desired, so that you can create that legacy, so that you can leave something behind that people will be proud of and that you will be proud of.
And how do people get a hold of you?
Yeah, send me an email at ibelievecal@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, this is the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain here with the very motivational Andreas Ruiz with I Believe in Myself. And we got Tristan in the corner bebopping as well. You guys stay right there. We will be right back.
A Veteran Rescue Mission on 1030 The Voice.
Welcome to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by the Veteran Rescue Mission.
Man, so smooth.
Fire.
Goodness.
Fire.
Thank you.
Man, that was as exciting
this.
as the Phoenix Suns game.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I say, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that like the last second dunk. That was about as good as it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good
I'm
stuff.
playing Fortnite.
I'd say it's in your blood. I think it's fair to say.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe it's just like, all that, like you're saying, all this time playing Fortnite with the headset on, just like
just yelling the whole
doing your,
time.
You're prepared. Here you are. Now just 1 second away from doing your own Tristan radio show.
Yeah, I really want to do my own. I feel like that'd be really fun.
Yeah, like what, like a video game, like video gaming radio show.
Or just about like anything.
What anything?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Go for it.
anything. Just like
I say
kids,
do it.
kids talk.
Me
Just
and
do
my
it.
mom was talking about this. Like, we thought of like just like random theories we stumble upon because I watched these two guys. It's one guy, and then he goes with other guests, but it's like the main two guys. It's called Jumpers Jump. That one's really good. I really like that one because
Okay.
they just talk about random theories and stuff that happens to them.
Okay.
I thought
Okay.
that was pretty cool.
Okay. I can
Why
see
not?
it. I can see. What would it
Just
be
do it.
called?
I don't know because I don't know where they got theirs from, but I should probably look it up. I
You know where they
forgot.
got it from? Their mind, and you have a great mind. So
Yeah.
you're gonna create it from your mind, man.
Maybe
You got this.
Tristan's treasure chest.
Tristan's treasure chest.
Yeah, Triple T, Triple T.
The triple T with a C.
Good
Awesome.
stuff.
Well, we are back with the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I am Pastor John McClain, here with one of my best buddies in the whole wide world, Mr. Andreas Ruiz, with I Believe in Myself Coaching. If you need some motivation in your life, whether it's with the business or just getting your life centered, getting that chi, contact I Believe in Myself Cal at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
And and today I'm a little excited. One, just to kind of just reassess how far we've come in this past year. Like we've just talked about so many times. This time last year, and even sooner, people are like scared to shut in, like hide underneath their bed. Like they really people kind of went frozen.
Mhm.
Like they kind of went catatonic
Let
in a
it
lot of
go.
ways. But yeah, let it go.
I remember.
But we did it. We
Yeah,
did it, you know,
yeah.
and here we are, a year later, and we're doing all right. We're doing
Mhm.
all right, and
Mhm.
we got a lot of cool stuff on the horizon. And one of the many things I did in this past year is to try to just saying to myself, okay, I either hide or either really take a next step in my life and move to the next level. Because the big thing I think that happened with me, that I think happened with, I'd like to think it happened with a lot of people with coronavirus, is I really started, especially that first month when they said we were locked down and when we couldn't do anything. And I eventually had to say to myself, like, okay, I can't say I don't have time anymore. I can't say that I got something else to do.
Mhm.
I got to do it. And one of those things was getting hyperbaric oxygen treatment through North Star Hyperbaric and North Star Neurology, and really starting to do that work that I needed to do to get a healthy brain and get a healthy diet and just get my body healthy in a way I never even considered before.
Mhm.
And definitely today I wanted to take the opportunity to just talk about the process, the process that I went through in being a North Star Hyperbaric or North Star Neurology client, and kind of, also answer any questions you may have, because I know this has been a really interesting topic for you as I've been talking about it, and when we have North Star guests on. So when I initially contacted North Star Hyperbaric, North Star Neurology, thankfully they paired me with something called Healing Arizona Veterans. And what Healing Arizona Veterans does is it actually pays for all the treatment for free for post 9/11 vets. So thankfully I got to go there. I met with Dr. Carol Henricks, and she did the initial examination. I told her about my time in combat, head injuries that I incurred over the time, and then she prescribed the treatment. And that first part of that treatment was meeting with Dr. Marshall, who we've had on the show, and he's a nutritionist.
Oh yeah.
And he, gave me a different vitamins and different nutrients to incorporate in my body. And it was definitely, and meeting with him is very refreshing, because it was just like, oh, okay, this is all. One, I got some information that I just didn't realize. And I got to see, okay, this is how you live a healthy life. It's not like he's trying to prescribe me all kinds of medication, but he's giving me the vitamins that I'm missing in my life. So that was
Nice.
that was real refreshing. And I certainly feel more balanced since I've been taking those vitamins. And then following that, I actually started going to the hyperbaric oxygen treatment, the treatments. And what it is it's just this big tank. For the audience, I would say as big as this room, but you guys can't see this room, but like a little bit bigger than a storage shed. And it's a big blue sealed tank, and we go inside of it. I think it can hold up to 6 people.
Oh, wow.
And we put on an oxygen mask as they increase the pressure in it. So ostensibly, it's like we're in a submarine, and they're putting us submerging us underwater and increasing the pressure. And
how does that feel when you're there? Like, does it feel
it's
like
a little scary?
anxious?
At first, it's a little scary. Yeah, definitely being in the sealed area and knowing that, okay, for an hour you're gonna be in the sealed area. Like, yeah, it took me a second to get over that. But and then when you're going down, and when you're coming up, it's kind of like when you're on an airplane when your ears are popping.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes a little adjustment as well. But then once you get there, well, it's like probably 5 minutes of this ear popping thing that you go through, then it's regular. I actually have learned to really enjoy it because I'll start it off with meditating, and then I'll read a book during it. So it's awesome.
So you can read a book too.
Yeah, it's awesome. I have like this hour every treatment that I get to read a book.
That's cool.
You know, which is a really nice.
Are you laying
luxury.
down? Or?
No, you sit down.
Okay.
It has little benches in it.
Okay. Are they really comfortable? Or?
Comfortable enough.
Okay.
It's not like my living room, but I can certainly sit in there for an hour without any issues.
What differences have you felt like since you started that treatment? Like,
I definitely feel a lot sharper, and I feel less discombobulated. I certainly in life, for years, I felt super scattered at times, and it's really hard to kind of find my ground. But nowadays, mixed with just having the right tools to find your ground and this treatment, I really can kind of find a center much easier than I could before.
Yeah. How has it helped you, like, in regards to, like, maybe, like, has it helped you in regards to, like, past experiences that you've had? Has it helped you in any way like that? Like, maybe, because I know that a lot of veterans, they deal with PTSD and stuff. Does it help with stuff like that? Or what are your thoughts in regards to that?
I'd say probably on the surface, it's helped me kind of tap into memories that I didn't have before, which I think from a therapeutic level is great, because once I remember it, then I can talk about it, and I can start unpacking it and start dealing with, what tools I need to put in my toolbox to deal with those things. So from a surface level, definitely that's been super helpful.
Has it helped to, like, heal those past memories, or has it been, like, a little bit difficult for you to be able to bring those memories up again?
Well, I think just talking about it, this is the thing that I think the big misconception most people think, and I hear it from veterans all the time, is they think that if you talk about it, it hurts you. But actually talking about stuff heals you.
Absolutely.
Because particularly when you're just like, okay, this person did this thing, they didn't do this because it was something I did. It was themselves and the issues that they were dealing with and all this. And then once you have that conversation with yourself, then usually you feel better.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
But yeah, that's my experience with North Star Hyperbaric, North Star Neurology.
We need more time.
Yeah, I know. But this is a Common Good radio show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Thank you guys for listening. Stay right there. We will be right back after this message. Hello. Oh yeah, it's you.
Me.
Yeah, you.
Okay. Welcome to the Common Good radio show brought to you by the Veteran Rescue Mission.
That's right. That's our official voice man in studio here today.
Trying to steal it.
Yeah. I know you're born for this. I forget sometimes though. I wanted to steal your shine, but I can't. You're too shiny.
Yeah.
So welcome to the Common Good radio show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain here with the fearless one, Andreas Ruiz of I Believe Myself Coaching. And that was Tristan. He's our voice man. He's,
I know, man. Yeah,
he's 14 going on 35. So prepare yourselves.
Yes.
For the Tristan Treasures radio show.
Yeah. Tristan's Treasures.
Tristan's Treasures. Say that 13 times real
I know,
fast.
man.
Yeah. So we have an exciting second half of the show today. For those that were lucky enough to catch Making College Come True last week, we have what I like to call the principles. Right? That's what your radio show would be, right? The principles. The principles. Take that for what you will. So yeah, we have Principal Meehan and Principal Montemayor. Oh, man, I was gonna say it right.
Montemayor.
I was there. Right?
There.
It was just like it was building up in my mouth. But as Andreas knows, you give me a name to butcher it, I will butcher it.
You always do that.
Let me. So yeah, we have these two principals from two different Tucson International Academy locations here in studio with us to tell us why Tucson International Academy is so awesome. Because I keep hearing a lot of amazing things about it. The big thing I hear, and I guess we'll have you guys vouch for this, it's like a family, Tucson International Academy. And I guess I'll open it up to Principal Meehan to speak to that.
Yeah, like I was saying last week, it's like very much like a community and a family wrapped in one. Since we have K through 12 at each of our campuses, it's really neat to see the kids that get dropped off, because we like an all service. Instead of dropping off one kid for an elementary school or dropping off another kid for a high school, all in your family, they can one-stop shop, you might say. So it makes it really nice. But it makes it nice because not only you just have one family, you have several families there. And we do a lot of events through the course of the year that makes it nice to have their siblings see each other. Like we have the Winter Fest that we have the what we call like flag wars, which each group of kids get a flag of a country, and it's like a field day. And so the older kids have to work with the younger kids. And it's kind of funny because at the end of that event, the older kids come to us and say, "Wow, we didn't know how hard your job was," because I have to work with the younger kids. It's nice to hear that come back. But it's nice to see the kids working with each other, and especially the families, because once in a while you'll see siblings on separate teams. Of course, they might be going at it at home, now they're going at it at school too, but in a fun way, a more compassionate way, in the sense that they're enjoying each other through fun activities at school. So it is nice to see the families come together. It's nice to see the parents come in. We do a lot of fiestas where the parents also come to see their kids do things. Nice. We have a lot of the grade levels get mixed when we do like Chinese New Year's. You can see 2 or 3 grades actually up on the stage performing together. So everybody, basically all the kids know each other in the school, which is really nice for the most part. So.
And a question I love to ask whenever we have a TIA representative on is what is TIA? And this question I'm going to extend to you, Principal Montemayor, is what is, for like your friends or the people that have never heard of Tucson International Academy that you speak to, what do you tell them when they ask what Tucson International Academy, a charter school, like what's that all about?
Yeah, well, I like to tell my friends, my relatives, that we're building a better community more than anything.
That's great.
We grab, and take in all of our students, and we try to make them so that when they leave our school, it doesn't matter if it's midway through or at the end of their career, in graduation, we want for them to be better citizens, because eventually they're going to take over Tucson. And we want so that when we retire to have a better community to live in. We want representatives out there that understand that not only are we a community within our school, we're a community, and within our community, we're a community within Tucson. I mean, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And as they see that picture, that we're not alone here in Tucson, that we're not alone here in Arizona, they start realizing, what can I do so that when I graduate from college, what can I bring back to my community? How can I make Tucson better? And that's ultimately I think the final goal for every educator, making sure that we bring out students who come into our community and just make it better.
Nice. And I guess I extend to you, Principal Meehan, is what differentiates TIA from other charter schools, or even other public schools, but particularly other charter schools? Like what's the difference between this school and others? Something
I noticed was really nice is that coming from back east, the culture back there, as I was saying last week, we have very high in college. And one thing I love about TIA is we're college driven, which is good. To let kids know there's doors that you can open, and that can also help you open other doors when you're in your job. For example, when I was at the newspaper, I was there for 20 years, but when I was working on getting my degree, it helped open up that door when the boss said, hey, not only has this kid been from experience from the bottom up, but also he's getting a college degree on top of it. So it opens that door. And TIA does that. Matter of fact, we get kids in here, we have 100% graduation for college recruitment and everything, and it really drives the goal up, which is nice. And we have the teachers in place to do that, and they go through FAFSA nights. They do We pull the seniors out about 6 or 7 times a year to go over special things, getting them prepped and ready to go for the real world. And it doesn't always about college, but as long as they go on to like even a vocational school, something a high next level up after high school, they can get into. And that's what separates, I think, TIA from the rest of them. A lot of them are ready to just get the kids to graduate. You know, 'cause sometimes they feel like, well, we're just getting the kids to graduate. That's great. But we want to take them to one more level higher than that. We want to give them some type of success so that they understand that they can go ahead and make it to the next level and give them that positive attitude and said, you can do it. It's more like the you can do it type of phrase that we pump at TIA, which is really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we will be back with more about that with the principals from Tucson International Academy. You guys can't see at home, but I'm doing the air quotes here. And this is the Making College Come True radio show, brought to you by Tucson International. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission and Tucson International Academy, technically. And those who want more information, go to veteranrescuemission.org. Definitely, you can find out more about this radio show, the Making College Come True radio show, and all the programs we do to help homeless veterans get connected with housing, get connected with the benefits that they need. We're also always in desperate need of vehicles for those veterans to get them to their appointments or even to get them back on their feet. Again, go to veteranrescuemission.org or call us at 520-329-9192 to support our mission. Thank you again. This is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain.
Veteran Rescue Mission on 1030 The Voice.
Welcome to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by the Veteran Rescue Mission.
Boom.
Is that it?
That's it.
What would you rate that?
I'd say 9.9.
9.9.
I'll take that.
Yes.
Yeah. So
There
just
you
like
go.
there's a little room for improvement.
Just round it up to a 10, honestly.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. The principals would round it up, but
Yeah.
we're a little tougher here in studio. So yeah, next time it's like a little smoother, sharper, maybe a voice, a pirate voice. You know anything about pirate
yeah,
voice?
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Arr.
Arr, welcome to the Common Good Radio Show. Arr. So this Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain, here with Andreas Ruiz of I Believe in Myself Coaching, Consulting, a little bit of everything. If you need motivation in your life, Andreas Ruiz is the one you need to call.
Let's go.
We also have Tristan. He's looking smooth, looking cool. That's a swagger tight.
It's my swagger.
Yeah, is lit. I don't know what other words could I throw in
I
there.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bet.
Yeah,
I think I don't know. I
know.
really don't know.
Super duper. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so anyways, let's ask, I guess, the professionals of cool, because we have two principals of Tucson International Academy in here with me, and I heard that they're known to make college come true for people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, let's ask the principal that at least wants to speak this question. That's definitely Principal Montemayor.
It's Montemayor's
Yeah.
turn, I think.
So, Principal Montemayor, what would you say is the secret recipe of how Tucson International Academy has this 100% acceptance rate from their kids, where, like, surprisingly enough, I haven't really even heard of that being a thing. Like, I've known of preparatory schools and stuff like that before, but this seems like stuff that Tucson International Academy does is like unheard of in so many other worlds.
Well, Pastor John, believe it or not, every student wants to succeed. Every student wants to achieve a goal of some kind. And you just have to find that right goal. You have to find that right carrot to lead them and make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen students in the past who are content with just saying, hey, you know what, I'm the first one from my family to graduate from high school, and in reality, that's all the expectations that my family have for me. And we tell them, well, you know what, you don't necessarily need to stop there. That's a great goal to have. You're the first one from your family to graduate from high school. That's that's awesome. That's great. But what's stopping you from going further? What's stopping you from taking it to the next level? What's stopping you from leaving a legacy behind, not only for your family that in the future, but your friends, your relatives, everybody around you? So we grab that foundation, and then we just build upon it. It might start with a very small goal, But then, that once that goal gets achieved, we move on to the next one and to the next one and to the next one. And before you know it, that particular student, it's engulfed in thinking, yeah, you know what, if I can make this happen, I can achieve bigger goals. And ultimately, like I said, once you find out what goals the students have, as minute as they may be, you just build upon them. Okay? There's some students who are extremely well students, and their parents have pushed them to the max, and they already know that they're going to go to college from a very young age. And for them it's okay, you know what, my parents want for me to go to Pima Community College, or my parents are happy with me going to a community college, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? But why not an Ivy League college? Why not a state college, or somewhere out of state or even out of the country? So we tell our students, that there's no true limit as to what you can really do or accomplish. Set the right goals, and it doesn't matter if you reach them or not. Eventually, you'll get there. It's only a matter of time. And if for some reason it didn't pan out as you planned, we teach them how to make up a backup plan. So that way they have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. And we've had students who, they've planned to go to an Ivy League college. Their backup plan is U of A, which there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's awesome. And and their backup plan is join the military, so that after 4 years they can go to college and have the Army pay, or the armed forces pay for it. So again, it's just a matter of finding out that goal that they have and just expanding it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I really want to acknowledge you for you asking the questions that makes these kids think outside of the box, because it sounds like the culture that sometimes, and me, I see that there's a lot of Hispanics there, and I'm a Hispanic, and I know that sometimes like culture can really have an impact on the kids and can limit them. So for Mr. Meehan, I wanted to ask you, like, what have you seen have been some things that you have seen in your students that can maybe be limiting them with maybe their surroundings, society, or whatever it is that might be limiting them? What has been your experience with that, and how have you been able to overcome it? Like,
when it was kind of interesting, as I was saying earlier, the culture back in the New England region, because we have the Ivy League schools and MIT and all those other. So when we were in 8th, 9th grade, we were already thinking college and our professions and everything else. When I came out to Tucson, it was interesting because when I was going to the U of A, there were a lot of people there, but there wasn't that many. So I started asking around and saying, why aren't you going to college? He goes, well, I got a job. I'm helping my folks out, at home, which I totally understand. But I said, well, why don't you also go to college at the same time? I mean, I was working and went to college at the same time. You can do that. And so what I tell the kids now when in school and everything is have you thought about going to the next level? And they go, well, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. Yeah, you can. It's building that confidence in those kids that you can do it. And that's when somebody asked me what's the secret of teaching or what your success is basically building confidence. And you know about building confidence in people. You're very good at that. And
Thank you.
but that's, once again, it's putting the confidence in those kids that think that they can't do it, to put that in there that they can do it. It's breaking the norm. I see a lot of times when I came out here, this was very vocational. I was surprised when I first came out here that there wasn't more vocational high schools. Because not everybody is smart with their brain, but they're great with their hands. They're very skilled. And that's something I saw. There was a lot of skilled workers out here, but at a lower level. They could be extremely high level and be their own business owners and everything else if they just went to the next level. They took it to the next step. And I said, why don't you just push it to the next step? Because some kids come up to me and they said, Mr. Meehan, I don't think I'm going to be able to do college very well. I said, well, what says that? Well, I didn't do very good in math. Well, okay, you're great in all the other subjects, right? Well, then there you go. Just do a little bit of extra tutoring in math and get that passing grade, get into college, and they'll help you when you're in there. Or if you go into a vocational school, you're good with your hands. Practice it. The only way you're going to practice and become good at it, or even get into an apprenticeship, is taking it to the next level and going to a vocational school that will teach you after high school. And that's why I tell the kids. I said, so I always give them that hope, that ray of light. I never thought about that before. That little boost, because a lot of kids are in a home situation where they figure they have to help their parents out, which is great. I mean, I didn't mind when I was going to college. I helped my parents out. My dad came down with diabetes, and he was in the hospital for 2 or 3 months. So I had to help support the family, plus work. And plus go to school. It was quite a chore. So I will, if I can do it, and believe me, I'm the strongest people in the world. If I can do it, almost anybody can do it. But it's just giving them the confidence to help them set up schedules, how to set up their goals, and how to achieve those goals. So.
And if I may add, Andres, to that, Mark Mathabane once said, "Education will open doors where none seem to be there or to exist." And that's what we want to try and teach to our students. It's not going to college and finishing up, a career. It's not about getting more money. It's about education allowing for you to have more opportunities, more doors that can be open in the future, so that way you can have more options and you have to choose from, instead of, oh no, the only thing that I have is my high school diploma, so I have to do this. No, with a college education, it just opens a lot more doors, and that's what we're trying to teach to our students.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
and that's very true. One of the things my dad always told me, says, if you get a degree and you go into something you really don't like, you can always go back to school and get another degree. And that's exactly what I did. After the newspaper, after 20 years, I went back to University of Phoenix, got another degree, and now I got into teaching, and I've been in teaching ever since. So you can always change your career. That's another nice thing too about added education, is you can change your career, which makes it nice. And I try to tell kids that as well.
Yeah, and I imagine even if, no matter what degree you have, whether it's an associate's or bachelor's, no matter what it's in, even if you choose to change your career, having that knowledge, having that experience, it's going to make you better at that new career, whatever it is.
Exactly.
So,
It's something, it shows that you've been educated, and it opens up your mind. One thing I learned about education is it's continuously opening up your mind to accept things. And when you become more acceptable to things, employers love that, because that means you're easier to train in their job.
It's like it's all about that skill set, and also the time management and all these soft skills. How do you feel about like just going to college and learning those soft skills, and the how crucial that is? I don't know for any of you, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, like Mr. Meehan said, you go to college, you get a degree, even if it may not be an education area, right? We when we hire somebody, we'll take a look at everything that they've done in college, all their transcripts, and we can even tell them, hey, if you get a class here, you get another class over here, even though you have your degree, you're only a couple of classes away from getting your teacher certification. And we guide them through it, and the applicants are so mesmerized and saying, oh, really? I just need to do X, Y, and Z, and that's it? Versus, compared to somebody coming, with no education background, no college experience, no anything, right? We have to tell them, well, yeah, you know what? You have to go to school for 4 years. You have to do X, Y, Z. So the list gets longer. The time for preparation gets longer as well. So having a college education, it just makes it a lot easier for you to walk through those doors that are being opened on a daily basis.
awesome.
Nice. Good
Well,
stuff.
Dang, yeah, that was good. I knew you guys were going to bring the good stuff, and you did, just like I thought. So
Yeah.
you guys that are listening at home, stick in there. We're going to be hanging out with the principals once again here in the upcoming show, the Making College Come True radio show, brought to you by Tucson International Academy. This has been the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission, with myself, Pastor John McClain, along with Andreas Ruiz of I Believe in Myself Coaching, and Tristan over in the corner preparing himself for his next line. Thank you guys for listening. We definitely enjoyed having you. We look forward to seeing you again next week.